Hi guys, welcome to the Market Code Breakers. My name is Leon, where I break down one different asset for you every single day, giving you the key levels and ranges that you need to pay attention to going into tomorrow's session. And the video that I gave to you yesterday, I give you some levels on the NASDAQ, and there was a key area down at the bottom, and I said I don't believe that they're quite done with this area yet, so pay attention to it. And what happened in today's session, we got price move aggressively up, and then it dropped aggressively back down in the New York session, at the start of the New York session, and it reacted from that point that I said was important yesterday. And I'll break that down for you guys. I gave you the range. I'm not quite sure if I gave you the specific level that it reacted from, but you can see from yesterday's video that the levels was all there. And it reacted precisely at this point, and it was very significant. I'll break that down for you, explain what I'm talking about. And I'm going to carry on giving you some more information about the NASDAQ. Because as I said yesterday, it looks like, you know, we're getting the same sort of story where they're reaching higher and then they're leaving things incomplete, sort of as a signal, you know, that we've got unfinished business. At which point then you need to be looking lower for potential points where it might react from. And that's kind of what I was giving you yesterday. We got the break up, we broke back down to those regions, and then we climbed straight back up and went even higher. Well, we actually got to the same region, but I'll break that down for you and explain to you what we saw, how you could have capitalized on it based on the information that I gave you yesterday, and then what I'm going to give you for tomorrow is more ranges and a few more setups that might come into play. And if they do come into play, you'll be well prepared because you'll already be expecting this type of behavior, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. So let's get into it, guys. Oops, pressed the wrong button again. So here we have the NASDAQ, and as you can see, we're back up in this region. So in the London session, price climbed. At the start of New York, price dropped, came back down into this blue range that I highlighted for you yesterday. I spoke about this range and I said, look, based on what happened in the New York session, yes, we messed around in this blue range quite often, but I'm not convinced. So the highs of this blue range was here. So I'm not convinced that we're done with this blue range, and I'm still not convinced that we're totally done with this blue range, guys. And the reason I'm not convinced is we broke back into it, but the significant point where the NASDAQ reversed from was when price breaks down and you've got access to all the information. Now, if you look at my charts look crazy. Yeah, it makes no sense to the normal person. But to me, it makes perfect sense. And what happened when price broke down into this region, what you're waiting for is to get a clear rejection of a lower range. The top of a lower range, what see a clear rejection. That is them saying that we don't want any of them further down ranges. Price only goes up from there after such an aggressive drop. So that's what we was waiting for today, and it happened inside of this blue range that I gave to you yesterday. This level here at the 20,526.75, that was the next range down that was below this lower blue range. That was the next range that they would have had to break into, showing signs that they wanted to play it in order for price to keep going down. Instead, what we've got is a reaction at the highs of that range. Now, it wasn't a very precise reaction. You know, a lot of the time you get very precise reactions. So that could be a slight clue that price might come back down into this region. It may not happen tomorrow though, guys. Tomorrow is Friday, and yeah, it may not happen tomorrow, but it's just something to pay attention to because I want to see clean reactions. I want to see precise reactions. I want to see them saying with precision, we don't want those ranges. And when you get those precision levels of communication that they leave on the charts, those are the best indicators. So, yeah, that's kind of what we got here, but they did break into it ever so slightly. So I'm not 100% convinced, but I'm probably 95% convinced of it. But to continue on from yesterday's video, guys, those of you who are new here, just passing through, I give you these key ranges, key levels, because these are the ranges and the levels that the banks and institutions use. So these are the most important points in that you should have marked off on your chart. Now, granted, when you get to my level, it's like you've got so many ranges and it looks like it's kind of hard to keep track. It's really not. It just takes some training. The banks don't work from all the things that you think that the banks work from. They don't. They just work from ranges. They work from levels and ranges, and that's all they care about. And that's why you see on my charts very precisely, it's going from level to level. Now you look at it and you think, well, you've got loads of levels, of course it's going to be. But if I took half of these levels away and we're in other regions where there isn't that many levels, wait till we get up into this region, guys, where there isn't many levels at all. You'll see the same precision from level to level to level to level to level. It just looks complicated now because we do have a lot of overlapping ranges, and I do need to probably clean some of these older ones up. But I can't clean them up until I'm absolutely sure that we're done with them. And what I mean when I know that we're done with them, we see them play in the range, and then they'll give the perfect touch to confirm that they are now done with that range, and then they'll shift out. So once I start to see that, that's when I start to delete old ranges, because I kind of know that, okay, they're now done with them. The newer ones are now going to come into play. That's how they work, but it isn't. It's a complicated game, guys. But trading isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be complicated. They don't want to give you their secrets away just willy-nilly. But this is the truth of the market. These are the secrets, and this is how they are moving the markets. It's simple as that, and the evidence keeps mounting every single day. If you go back and watch any one of the previous videos, do a lucky dip, whichever one you pick, you will see the levels that I broke down to on the video. You will see the trade opportunities. I will then break it down in the next video, and you will see the trade opportunities that came from the levels that I gave you in the previous session. Okay, it is getting very complicated with all these overlapping ranges, so I have to be very specific with the ranges that I choose to give you, the ones that I feel will hold the most weight going into tomorrow's session. And that's what I'm going to do for you now. I'm going to break down some levels that I think are going to hold importance, and I'm going to explain why. But first of all, they may not be done with this blue range. You might get another confirmation that they're done with it by price dropping down into this region before it shifts up. That might not happen tomorrow. Price might continue up, but we're not sure. We might just get some range bound behavior. Price could continue higher. So what I've been saying, and what I said at the start of on Sunday when I gave this first video, is I said, like, price has got unfinished business to the upside, guys. I'm expecting price to start making its climb. It started to make that climb, and I said what it might do a progressive climb. It might not just go up and do it in one day. It might do it progressively. And if that was to happen, then what I would expect to see is I'd expect to see price climbing up to these midpoints of these ranges, which are the darker, this is the dark red line is the midpoint. These lighter lines are the tops and the bottoms. That's how I recognize them. So when I'm saying, oh, it's reactive from this midpoint, you know it's because it's the brightest line on my charts. And I said what they will do, they will keep breaking up, and they'll be leaving business unfinished on the charts, and they'll keep climbing higher. And that's what we've had so far this week. We had it yesterday. We had it this green midpoint. We broke above that. Now today, price has gone a little bit higher up to the next midpoint, reacted from it twice. So it's the same thing that we saw yesterday that we're seeing today. Now, I can't guarantee who's going to make the climb. It could be Asia, it could be London, it could be New York. We could get another drop like we have, at which point there's some key levels that, listen, I can't give you all the levels because you'll be confused, but I'm going to try and give you the ones that I think are going to be important. So this is clearly important because they've reacted from the midpoint of this, and if it doesn't come into effect tomorrow, it'll probably come into effect on Monday, where price will start to climb and start maybe reaching for this green range. It might react at the bottom of this green range. It might continue higher. But this is how they're signaling that they've got unfinished business to the upside. So they'll move it away, and then they'll move it up and go and complete the business. So that's what might happen in tomorrow's session. So I'm going to give you this blue range to begin with, because this is the one where we've reacted from at the midpoint. So that starts at 20,918.25. And the lows of this range is 20,822.50. And in order to mark this off on your charts, guys, you need to do it with your Fibonacci tool. So you get your Fibonacci tool, you put the top where I said, the bottom where I said, and then you double click on it. You want 0 ticked, 0.5 ticked, and 1 ticked, extending lines right, and you want your background to be highlighted so you can see. Try and make each and all these ranges that I give you a different color. Now, you can see on this one, I have the opacity set to 37%. That's the bottom. This is the top, 37%, 35%, and then the mid, I have at 100%. And that's just so I can easily see the midpoints compared to the tops and the bottoms. So that's the first range that I want to give you guys. And I'll explain what I expect to see from these ranges going in just a moment. So the next green range, which could come into effect tomorrow, don't get it twisted. It might climb, it might bust right through it and keep climbing higher, start making its way up into this region. We don't know for sure, but they are showing signs that they've got unfinished business up here. So this is what you need to pay attention to. So this green range starts at 20,961.25 or 0.75. And the lows of this range is 20,914.25. And then I'm going to give you this big red range because it seems that was something that we've been playing, that we're involved in right now. I'll give you this green range. I'll give you this blue range. I'm going to give you this other blue range just because it seems to be the range that we're in at the minute. And it just could give you, we might get Asia just literally playing inside of this blue range. So I'm going to give you this as well. And this starts at 20,843.75 down to the lows of 20,795.00. That's the lows. Now, what you might get in Asia, guys, they might not have the legs to move. They might not want to move. So what you'll just start to see this type of behavior from the lows to the highs, back to the midpoint, back to the highs, back to the lows. We could get that type of behavior. So just give you key areas to pay attention to if we start to get that. Let them confirm that they're playing that range before you take any trades on it. Let them bounce from the lows to the midpoint, back to the lows, that type of thing. That they confirm that they're playing that range. Same with this green range. This green range, did I give it to you? 20,859.50 down to the lows of 20,794.25. Again, these two ranges, they do overlap, but they might play one and they might not play the other. So you might get reaction from the green range and not the blue range. That signals that they're playing the green range. You might get some false reactions from the blue range, but they're still overall playing the green range. Just pay attention to them levels, guys. Be careful with it because it might get a little bit confusing, but some accurate levels that you're probably going to likely see a reaction from. This red range, I want to give you this range because this red range is the next range below. So you've got the ranges above, you've got the ranges below price, and then you've got basically all the areas that are going to give you reactions going into the London session, the Asia session and the London session, potentially even to the New York session. These ranges, if they don't get fulfilled in that session, then they'll carry on into the New York session, and these are where you'll still start to see reactions from. This red range starts at, so it actually breaks into this other range, and it's 20,818.50 down to the lows of 20,679.00. So if price is going to like make its climb and it's going to signify that it wants to move higher, then what you can expect is, because we've been working inside of this blue range, before price comes back up to this blue range, like I showed you here, how we got a rejection of a lower range. We want to see a rejection. That rejection could come here. It could come straight now at the start of Asia. This could be it. I'm not saying that it is it, but I'm saying it could be. If not, you want to be looking towards the bottom end of this 20,679 that I just give you. As you can see, there's the top level here. So just mark this as a level off, guys. 20,688.50. That could be a point where we react from that sends price higher. So mark that level off as well. And yeah, that's basically all the levels that I'm going to give you going into tomorrow's session, guys. Like I say, every single day that I give these levels out, guys, some fantastic trade opportunities come. A lot of the time I'm giving you the trades of the day, the levels where the trade of the day comes from, and I'm explaining to you that it might happen in the video, and then when it comes and it actually happens, you're well informed and you're well prepared for it to happen. You can make the best decisions based on that. These are the best these are the right ranges, and these are the best information that you need on your charts. So pay attention to them, guys, and good luck with your trading. If you like what you see, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share this with your friends because everybody else can learn about this as well. I want to get, do you know the people who I think will benefit the most from this type of stuff is traders who think they know the game. Traders, because I guarantee you I will surprise them. There is nothing random in these charts, guys. Nothing random. Not even news is random. Everything is predetermined. When did we have news? We had news yesterday. Look at the precision from the low to here. Precision on news. This is news. Precise. There's nothing random. You will see when you've got all these levels marked off, and you'll see what looks like the most aggressive move on news. Hit a marker, pinpoint precise, reverse, go way lower down, hit another marker, pinpoint precise. So I've got to go, guys. My children are getting out of bed. My girlfriend's trying to get her back in bed. She's trying to keep her quiet, but she's having a hard time. But yeah, that's everything for this video, guys. If you've liked it, like the video, subscribe for more. Best trade opportunities that you get in the market come from these levels, guys. It's as simple as that. So take care. Best of luck with your trading tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.